Hey, Valentine's Day is around the corner and a box of chocolates is what everyone wants, right? Not this year, because this year we are making a giant box of chocolates so you can put anything inside of chocolates, cupcakes, candies, whatever, and it's super easy to make. It only takes 4 sheets of foam board that you can pick up at the store. So let's get started. Before we start assembling our box of chocolates, we need to give it a base, and that's a heart. And we're just gonna make one like we did in school. Draw half of a heart shape on a piece of, this is just chipboard, and I'm gonna draw half a heart shape. I've got my half heart cut out of chipboard, and now I'm gonna trace it onto a piece of foam board. Now we're gonna flip it over and voila! We're gonna make the other half. So this is a super easy way to make a perfectly symmetrical heart that's on a big scale. And there you go, you've got a perfect heart shape that will cut out. Can you even see that though? And now you'll just use a craft knife to carefully cut out your heart shape. There we go, now you can see it's a heart. Now that we've done this big one, we're gonna trace this shape onto a second piece of foam board, cut it out so that we have 2 giant heart shapes. So you're gonna take your other 2 pieces of foam board and turn them into strips. You're gonna need 4 strips that are 4 inches wide and 4 strips that are 3 inches wide. From there, we're going to score them. So pay attention. Here's something you may not have done before, but it's very, very easy. When scoring a foam board, you basically want to cut through the paper, the foam, and leave the other side of paper intact. To do that, I'm going to take a ruler and my craft knife and gently push down, but not hard enough to go all the way through. I'm gonna score every ½ inch all the way across this piece of foam board and for all the other strips. I'll see you in a second. Now that I have scored all of my pieces, you'll see that when you take a scored piece of foam board, it now can bend, which makes it a great way to make the sides of our giant box of chocolates. To start making the sides, you're gonna start by using the shorter of the 2. So we have a shorter set of strips and a longer set of strips. You're gonna start with the shorter one, very important. Then we're going to start with our glue gun in the center of the heart and just start piping a bead of glue around the edge. Then we're going to take our strip that's been scored and place it into the bead of glue, bending it around to follow the glue line. From there, you'll just keep on adding beads of glue and filling in your edging of your box. When you come to the end, you might have a little space left, so just cut a strip of your already scored foam board to fit into that space. We've just completed the top of our heart-shaped box of chocolates, but to make sure this box functions like a box and each of the pieces nest together, we need to work on the bottom. Here's how we're going to do it. You're gonna take the taller strips and start positioning them inside the strips that are already glued down. You'll see that this one extends a bit higher than the previous group of strips. Now that we've got the taller strips nested inside, I'm gonna take some hot glue and run it all the way around the top edge of that foam board. You'll want to use a high temp glue gun. That way you have a little more working time before the glue gets hard. You don't want it to get hard before you reach the end. Now that I've finished adding a bead of glue around the entire thing, I'm just gonna take my second heart shape and sit it right on top, and all of those edges will be stuck onto the second heart, so that will be the bottom of our heart box. And now let's see if that worked. And it did. We have a top and a bottom that nest together like a real box of chocolates, but you can fill it with anything you want. Once you're done, you can go ahead and add some spray paint to give your box some color. Make sure you use spray paint. Using acrylic paints will just cause the foam board to warp, and then you'll be really mad that you spent all that time making a giant box of chocolates. You can fill it with some fun paper, and then on the outside, I'm gonna add a giant bow, of course.